Merhaba. Başlamadan önce bir şey sadece eklemek istedim. Sunumum İngilizce olacak. Umarım bir sıkıntı olmuyor sizin için.
Yok, herhangi bir sıkıntı olmaz. Teşekkür.
Tamamdır. Teşekkürler. Tamamdır. I'm going to talk today about architecture, technology, and multisensory design. In order to reach the multisensory detailed explanation, I have divided this presentation into three topics. The first one is the relationship between architecture and technology. The second one is architecture and phenomenology. And the third one is the multisensory design. So, architecture and technology. Both of them are influenced by one another, or let's put it like this. Today, they are so connected that we are not able to divide them. In time, we can distinguish two important periods where technology has had effect in the building environment. These two periods are the Industrial Revolution and the informal community. The industrial period of the 18th century brought major changes in the cities, their organization and societies. Life had to be organized around the industry, whereas machinery took a vital role in all these revolutions. In architecture, this period was manifested through the usage of new materials and new building techniques. The technology effect was the cause behind which arose modernism in architecture. In modernism was rejected the old, and ornaments were displaced to new technologies, materials, and simplicity. Immediately after the saying, "House is the machine to live in," architecture started a new development technological era. But the house is the machine to live in will be visible more in the high-tech and futurism by transforming the built environment into a real machine to live in. And the third period, the most important one, is influenced by technology, is the influence of technology in everyday life. This is the informal community, which started developing at the end of the 20th century and still goes on. The informal community is the time when technology is integrated into everything. Today, the dynamic life and the fast growth of cities are looking for new technology developments, some that will fulfill the needs of this new era. The cooperation between architecture and technology and all the components affects the creation of digital architecture, digital cities or smart cities. However, this big technology effect in architecture resulted in place perception issues. Thus, in the second period, let's say, of the 20th century, architecture will start to be associated with phenomenology. This kind of new approach will aim to take back architecture to its essence, to its being, and think of technology as an enemy. Phenomenology can be described as the study of phenomena or the way things appear, or another saying, as a description and interpretation of human experiences. So, when did architecture and phenomenology get involved? The first discussion between both of them has been the space and place discussions, which still result in vagueness because of the city's society's change. But now the relationship is deepened by the technological influence, which has changed the perception of time and space. These transformations, instead of offering better understanding, they seem like they draw them further. According to Kant, the phenomena can be experienced with the help of the senses and includes all the lived experiences. Whereas, on the other hand, for Johanni Pallasmaa, the most important experience is the feeling people get in space and how they experience it. Experience means to use senses. From the five senses, vision, touch, hearing, smell, and taste, in architecture is used more the vision. Beauty is what dominates the buildings. Consequently, it has been addressed as the top of sight in architecture, or as the eyes of the skin. All of the five senses receive information with the help of receptors, which help people remembering and gaining knowledge. So let's go now to the sensory design in architecture. The multisensory design is a kind of design that influences the five senses: hearing, touch, smell, vision, and taste. Thus, the final result is an architecture that can be seen, can be touched, smelled, heard, and taste. So, is a place where every material, shape, and texture can speak. This means to change the hierarchy of the senses, and this means to implement all the five senses at the same time in one technology or design process. In order to reach such good multisensory design, technology needs to cooperate with light, sound, and touch. With the help of the light, it's understood the depth of space, and it is easy to perceive its dimension and shape. Light, on the other hand, is connected with vision and helps comprehend space and its appearance. Whereas sound, together with space, can produce a dynamic architecture. Helps on understanding the texture, heat, weight, and the density of space. Altogether, combined with smart materials and smart architecture, they all create a full sensory experience. The multisensory approach in architecture, among others, is achieved by creating spaces that call you to feel them and guide you to them. This design offers not a monotonous look, which is static and never changes, but it's a changeable structure. This idea comes from the fact that everything changes. Time and space change, so the building has to change as well. An important element in achieving such a goal are the different materials or the changing facades or colors that make you feel different things in a single space. This building materials, shapes, and lights are a good source of atmosphere. According to Peter Zumthor, a material reacts different to different lighting by providing different or diverse atmosphere in the smart building. Today, these materials are produced in a way that move and change according to people's needs, or to show some other aspects of the built environment. Based on this idea, the building will be able to show feelings and memories as well, just as people. The building can be closed or opened during night and during day, and show different atmosphere during 24 hours. The architecture experience and technology relations have created another understanding of the place and the cities. This research examines an environmentally flexible design technique that concentrates on the use of senses and their demand in architecture today. So this is it. And let me finish it like this. Every touching experience is multisensory. Qualities of matter, space, and scale are measured equally by the eye, ear, nose, skin, tongue, skeleton, and
Thank you for your presentation. But I believe that there is not a hierarchy between the senses. I think, according to me, there is an interaction between the senses. While building new while improving new buildings, I think this interactions are very important. Thank you. Sunumunuz için teşekkür ediyoruz tekrardan. Sorularınız varsa Gremina ELMAZİ'ye. Herhangi bir soru yok. Bir tane sunumumuz gerçekleşmemişti. Fehmi Bey burada mı acaba? Fehmi İskender. Yok kendileri. O zaman katılımlarınız için herhangi bir sorunuz yoksa katılımcılarımıza bu konuyla ilgili oturumumuzu kapatıyorum. Teşekkürler katılımınız için. Hepinize iyi günler, sağlıklı günler diliyorum.